Welcome back to The Great Experience by John Babb 426 here on YouTube, and this is going to be a brief video. The headline jumped off the screen, but it's actually a video with Hugh Jackman explaining why Wolverine is coming back for Deadpool 3. So, we'll watch the article, then we'll chew the fat. Alright? The website is CNN, and we're doing it in 3, 2, 1, go.
Just over 2 years ago, Hilco
Failed.
Redevelopment Partners
It was an
started
ad.
transforming the largest and oldest refinery on the East Coast into an innovative economic hub serving Philadelphia and the nation. This is where we are now. All of the industry is gone, and we've cleared the way for the bellwether district.
1,
See what's
go.
next.
I think it's fair to say you are best known to most audiences for having played Wolverine in the X-Men movies.
I don't know who this interview
And
was.
here we have a clip of you fighting, and it doesn't actually go so well, Mystique.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, Chris Wallace. Now, a lot of people say Mystique was OP in Bryan Singer's X-Men universe. Well, in later iterations, I think she's part of the Weapon X program.
So
And Mystique
there are
is supposed to be
a couple
like
of
200
things
years old.
that come out of this that I want to ask you about. One is Wolverine is 5'5".
5'3".
You are 6'2".
Right.
So how on earth did you get yourself cast for this role?
Interesting question.
I did about 7 auditions. Am I wired in completely? I want to do a little. Okay.
No.
I remember finally, I did audition, and then I went to see the head of production. We were talking, and he said, you know, it's just one problem. I hope the fans are not going to have a problem because the character's meant to be 5'5". And I said, Tom, really, it's going to be absolutely fine. Don't worry about a thing. I literally walked out like that. And actually, in the first movie, Chris, I never had my shoes on. Every other actor around me. The rule was, unless they were a kid, they had to be taller than me. People were on, I was literally crouching like that, shoes off. People were on planks and boxes all around me. So
He didn't really come across that short, though.
After a while, they just gave up on that.
Okay, second question. How did you learn to deal with those claws?
You know, we were just watching that clip, Chris, and you know what came into my head? In that fight, I actually stabbed the double of Mystique. So in the beginning, they were, I don't know what we were thinking, they were actually metal, and they were actually sharp, and I used to practice. I practiced at home and looked at it because I'd done a lot of fighting, right, but never with another. I had to get used to another 9 inches beyond my hand as I'm fighting, so I had to adjust. So I'd practice, and I would follow through. I'd stab my thighs. I had scars. I still have scars on my thighs. And in that particular scene, there's one thing where she's reaching for something, and I go to stab her arm. She forgot to move her arm, and I literally stabbed it, went about this deep into her arm, and I'll never forget it. I went white. I've literally just stabbed someone for the first time in my life. And the blood was burbling out, like bloop, 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 bloop. It was starting to come.
Wolverine was
just
catching
like this,
bodies
she goes,
on the set.
I've been stabbed by Wolverine. Blue. There was just blue and red just pouring down her arm. Because she was a stunt woman and she's a hell of a lot tougher than me.
That'd be kind of something cool
was a
to
badge
talk
of
about when we
honor
go
for her.
home.
You
got stabbed
got
by Wolverine.
so jacked for these movies, 9 Wolverine movies, and over the years people have wondered, did he juice? Did he take steroids?
No.
He couldn't have.
I love my job and I love Wolverine. I've got to be careful what I say here, but I had been told anecdotally what the side effects are of that, and I was like, I don't love it that much.
Yeah, no.
You can tell he's not on steroids. I'll
So
explain
no,
that
I
for
just
you,
did it
if
the
I
old
remember
school
to.
way, and I tell you, I've eaten more chickens. I'm so sorry to all the vegans and vegetarians and to the chickens of the world. I've literally, the karma's not good for me. If the deity has anything related to chickens, I'm in trouble.
Finally, I understand that you're set to play in the next Deadpool movie, and even though
Here is the
your
meat
character,
of the article.
Logan, or Wolverine, was killed off in the last movie, you're going to play Wolverine again for the 10th time.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, you categorize it as the Deadpool movie. We like to call it Wolverine 10. That's what we call it.
Right, 'cause this could take place before
In
Logan.
our house.
Have you checked with Ryan Reynolds on that?
I don't need to check with them. I'm kidding. We basically, this is taking place. The story is pre-Logan, which is exactly as you said, where Logan died. So we're pre that in the storyline.
Okay.
And I honestly, Chris, I really thought I was done. Like I was at peace with it. Fine. I got asked every day, either in interviews or Ryan Reynolds ringing me, "Can we do it again?" I'm like, "No, I'm done." Someone said to me, I think it was Deb. I think it was my wife. She said, "Oh, you know, after this, what is it you really want to do?" And I was just driving down a day later, and I thought, "What do I want?" And it came to me like that, because when I keep thinking of me and Ryan of Deadpool and Wolverine, which are classic comic book rivals, there's also a dynamic that I've never really got to do before as Wolverine.
But the Music Man is not Wolverine, and with all due respect, and after this interview, affection, Hugh Jackman at 54 is not Hugh Jackman at 32.
True.
So how are you going to get in that kind of shape?
He still looks good.
I've learned you can't rush it. I've learned that it takes time. So we have 6 months from when I finish to when I start filming. And I'm not doing any other work. I'm going to be with my family and train. That's going to be my job.
He really looks like he has
months.
an age
And
suppression factor.
I'm
Hugh
really
Jackman
fit
still looks
right
good
now.
at 54.
There's one thing that I chose a week, being on Broadway singing and dancing, is I'm fit. So I'm healthy. I have a good place to start. And apologies, chickens, run a mile. Start running now, because I'm coming for you.
Research
right.
shows nostalgia can help you remember ads.
That was the article. Concerning his physique, you can tell, I mean, if you have a trained eye, you can tell that you can tell that Hugh Jackman is not on steroids. Because with steroids, there comes a lot of something called water weight. It's almost like ballooned muscle. One of my friends that was a professional athlete, not a professional athlete, but he was an amateur athlete, you could tell when he was juicing. And of course, I'm not snitching on anybody. Because it was just like a balloon effect. Not that it was like puffy, but like the muscle really just like expanded on top of his physique. And it looked, I'm not gonna say unnatural, but it just looked like, it's like, are you wrestling tomorrow? With Hugh Jackman, he still has his relative frame, but he's more defined. So you can tell that there's no steroid use there, because there's no water weight there, okay? Hugh Jackman coming back to play Wolverine, why not? Hugh Jackman has star power as Wolverine. Anybody going to throw up a petition saying don't let him play him because the character died in Logan? And the MCU, I did a video about MCU's Phase 6 lineup. The MCU can use as much star power as they can get. And I'm being a little crass, I guess, a little blunt. But there's a lot of indifference. There's a lot of speculation about the state of the MCU right now. And what they need to do is have tried and true commodities. Now, people say, well, Hugh Jackman is too tall to play Wolverine. But he's the Wolverine you know, because he's the only one we've had. So you can't just dismiss that. I mean, we had, 5 Batmen, 3 Spider-Men, how many Supermen? We got 1 Wolvie. And he still looks good. He can still play the character. Now, of course, I do believe that the MCU is going to recast Wolverine, which I'm looking forward to, because it's something new. It's not because Hugh Jackman did a bad job, but his character died in the Fox universe. So it's like, bring on the new Wolverine. Let's have a more comic-accurate Wolverine. Okay. Wolverine is 5'3". They said 5'5" on that show, but he's 5'3". He is 350 pounds of adamantium skeleton. He's just a killing berserker machine. He is a tank. Wolverine is a tank. So it's like, how do you cast an actor that has the look of that musculature but can still act? Because you gotta act physically. You can't just act with just your face, and you gotta act with your entire body. The new actor has to encompass all that while still having the look of a tank at 5'3". So I'm not looking for a super bodybuilder, but I'm looking for a very fine medium. Maybe with a very Wolverine look and muscle. Maybe not 350 pounds, but somebody that is convincing as Wolverine. And I really want to see a short Wolverine. That's going to take courage on the director's part, because the studio might be like, yo, we need another Hugh Jackman. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see another Hugh. I want to see Hugh as Wolverine, but I don't want to see another Hugh. I want to see a short actor that's more comic accurate. All right? So, if you like my reaction to this article, it was a visual article, because it was on CNN on YouTube, hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel, please. Hit that bell for notifications, please. All, please. So the next time a new video is dropped, you'll know about it second. I will know about it first. And The Great Expanse by JohnBat426 here on YouTube will expand, not because of steroids or muscle weight, but it will expand because it's in the name.